come in, then we can see you. Alright, hiya guys. So we're at Wingates Grove, where the Wingates poltergeist activity has been taking place since 1993. And if you want to Google and look up the story, it's a semi-detached house on Wingates it's near Wingates Industrial Estate. It's St John's Avenue, it's Wingates Grove. Now the story behind, it's the house that's just behind me to the right hand, to your left hand side from where you're watching viewing. This house, I've interviewed recently a lady whose sister lived in this house from 1993 through to 1997 when the poltergeist activity started, and what happened in this area back in the 90s. Ouija boards became very popular. There were a lot of Ouija board movies out and around at that time. So people started to buy Ouija boards, and there's lots of estates like this one. They used to have different houses on Saturday nights where different people would host the Ouija board party. So on this particular night when this house hosted the Ouija board party, and I've managed to interview the sister and the cousin of the lady who owned this actual house at the time. They had a party, they had the Ouija board. The little boy the day after, the son who lived in the house, about six years of age, actually started to talk to someone in his bedroom that wasn't visible. So his mum came in and said, "You know who you're talking to?" And the kid said, "It's a man. He keeps coming into my room."
Sorry, I'm just being a pillowcase.
Well, why change the habit of a lifetime? Anyway,
you
get on with the story.
Anyway, back to the story.
Right, so what happened after the party, the little boy who lived at the house was talking to a man in his bedroom. So the mother was concerned about that and said, "You know, who is this man you're talking to?" So the little boy did his best to describe the man who was appearing to him in his bedroom. And so the mother said, "Well, draw me a picture of him." So the little kid drew a picture, and he drew a coal miner with the helmet and the torch. In this area there was a disaster called the Wingates pit disaster, where a few hundred miners actually got trapped underground and died, and they didn't get rescued in time, and that's going back to like over 100 years ago. So the lady then decided that, okay, so we're going to make contact with this miner. So the Ouija board came back out again, and they continued to invite friends and neighbours round to use the Ouija board sessions. And then after that, the poltergeist activity started up, and most of it is reported in the Bolton Evening News or the Wigan Evening Post.
It
is, isn't it, Andy? It's available.
You just put it in, and it's there, and it'll tell you all the stories about what happened, all the stuff that they had, all the things that had happened to them, and everything like that. And it actually does an interview with the woman whoever rents the house after that has to actually sign a form and a thing that says they will not use Ouija boards, they will not do seances, and they will not
no paranormal investigators,
no rituals or anything like that. And that is actual and if it's found out, they'll just
it's not just that house, this entire grove have signed disclaimers to say no paranormalists, no Ouija boards, no mediums. What does it say in the back of my collar there? Medium. No mediums, only extra large. So we're here with the paranormal equipment and the Ouija board and whatever, because we are actually sat in our own car, so they can't actually stop us. So we're going to have our cheese toasters.
I love mine.
That were quick. I suppose you've had mine and all. And then we're going to use the Ouija board here and recreate and see if we can get nearly. Yeah, anyway, going back to the story of the poltergeist house, I interviewed the lady of the sister of the lady, and also the cousin of the lady on two separate occasions, and they both verified that they were at the parties where the cushions were getting thrown, and the Ouija board was going like mad, and they were getting all this activity in the house. But when the lady was on her own in the house, some really bad stuff started to happen, like knives would get thrown and pans would get thrown and furniture would shift, and the council got called up here, and the lady said, "Look, I want to move." this activity, I can't live with it anymore. And whilst the council were there taking notes, a chair shifted, so the council fled. And they were like, yeah, okay, so we've seen it with our own eyes. They called, there's a church across the road from here called St. John's, and they called the priest in from the church, and he blessed it as best he could, and then he had to go to Rome to organise a proper exorcist, which certain priests are ordained also to be exorcists, but there aren't too many of them, so it has to be someone who's done the full training. So he came in and did what he could with the house. We've had various blessings, sage cleansings, psychic mediums, everything coming and going from this house. So the family that were terrorised by it fled, left all their stuff, because the two ladies that I know helped to move all the stuff out afterwards, because the family wouldn't come back to the house because they just literally had enough, and there was water coming down the walls which they couldn't explain, and slime and stuff like that coming from the ceiling that they couldn't explain. So obviously terrified, they left, and the family removed all the belongings and took them, moved them for them, and the next people that moved in also had similar experiences for 3 or 4 years. And I think the two teenage girls, have put some photographs online that you can see from, is it 1997 to about 2005, they lived there, showing the house. And I think that was the one where one of the girls, didn't the painting come down off the wall and it tilt on its side on the stairs and just stay like that, as though somebody was holding it. That happened to them. When the third family moved in, they have now said that they have no activity, and it feels like a safe, comfortable home, and there's nothing to report. But everybody, all these houses around here, dotted around, have been signed the same disclaimer to say they won't let any paranormal.
But it's funny how a few years later, the house next door had started getting stuff.
Yeah, it was.
But saying that, the people who are in there now don't get anything. That makes you wonder where whatever it was connected to. It was more of from somebody who lived there, rather than it being something that they brought in. I mean, it just makes you wonder, because a lot of this poltergeist activity is centred around a person, not so much.
Yeah.
Because poltergeists aren't sort of, how can I say, they're more of an energy, the more of an energy rather than something that's been living. It doesn't necessarily mean bad energy, it's just you get a lot of energy, and that's why you find a lot of places where they've got a lot of poltergeist activity is with young children. A lot with girls, who are sort of teenage girls who are going through
teenagers.
Whatever.
It's a big one because
and that can be the cause of it. It's like the Enfield house. That was because of the girls and the age they were. A lot of that activity was their energy.
Yeah.
Not that they in a way, yes, they were causing it, but they weren't able to control it. Poltergeist activity is basically it's German, and it basically means noisy spirit, but it's not. Whereas a ghost is somebody who has lived on this earth. A demonic presence is something that has been conjured up. A poltergeist can just be a lot of, you get a stroppy teenager, there's that energy, and stuff starts moving. Now sometimes it could be them who actually caused it to move, but they don't know, and it's what I can't think what they call telekinetic energy. That's what
movement
they call
of objects in it.
Yeah.
But there's
I don't know which is which, but that's a lot of what that's a lot of what it is. Yeah, poltergeists, they're like elementals. They've never actually lived. There's never actually been a grounded person. Where a ghost, spirit, residual spirit have all been at one point alive on this earth. Poltergeists have never been alive. It's a build-up of energy, and it can be a build-up of energy over years, but it's a lot of it is built up through teenage girls going into womanhood, and that's what a lot of it is. And a lot of poltergeist activity is with children, because of that energy, that innocence. There's a lot of energy, a lot of anger, a lot of, and it builds up with that. So that's why, I mean, a lot of these places that have poltergeist activity, when that family's moved out, that poltergeist activity stops. It stops, and it's probably one of the same reasons why some of the people here haven't got it. If they're an older people, they probably won't get it.
So since we've been banned from doing paranormal, and since we've been banned from approaching these houses and using ouija boards, and since we've been banned from any occult activity in this region, we're going to set up our ouija board.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if we can make contact.
Forget Captain Howdy.
Captain whoever.
I do apologise that it's full of dust.
Well, we've just come straight from Lancaster's lunatic asylum, guys. So we're a little dusty up there, to say the least. All right.
I'm just thinking.
So we've got.
I'm just thinking, what's our excuse if the police pull over now?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure we'll pick up something.
I might actually, to be totally honest, and just go.
Can you pass me that torch, please?
That torch.
That one, yeah.
I might actually be totally honest and go, what does it look like? We're sat in the car at the end of a street doing
having a ouija board. Well, I would prefer, be honest.
I'm not being funny, but...
Right, I think I'm going to have to film this and you're going to have to do the thing, so, guys.
So it means you're going to be possessed.
Well, don't worry about it. It won't be the first time I've had to handle you with...
said if you put it on your knee.
Yeah, he did. Well, you can put it on both our knees, I suppose.
No, put it on my own knees.
Oh, I see.
I'm possessed.
It's a bit like that, does it?
I'm possessed anyway.
Alright, go on then. Are there any spirits here connected to any of these houses that were brought through by this ouija board?
There are any spirits. This is yes. This is no. These are all the letters. These are the numbers. If you could give me any sort of acknowledgement that anybody's here. Anybody who's connected to the house about 100 yards away down the road.
Yeah, the house is actually
or any
back there on the left-hand side, just around the corner, is the original source of the poltergeist activity.
Any miners who were killed in the accident. Anybody else? Anybody who wants to come and chat? I'm quite open to it. A lot of energy in here. A lot of new energy in here.
See, if I have someone to put this torch, I can help. We can do it together. That'll be alright. Have you got a ouija on both sides? I didn't even know that. Well, can we both do it, please, and then we can get some perhaps better. Well, I can't get my finger on it. Right.
That didn't come through the ouija board.
You'll have to bear with us if we have. Where's my torch? Huh? You'll have to bear with us if we have the odd scuffle, because
that's part of life.
But it's part of our paranormal work as well. We do tend to have the odd scrap here and there, so bear with us.
It's not a scrap, it's just that I get so engrossed in what I'm doing.
Yeah, I can't get my finger on the planchette.
Oh God.
So how are we supposed to do this paranormal investigation if you're whizzing it round that fast? I can't get my finger on the planchette. I'll put my finger somewhere. Right, guys, this is how you do the ouija board.
Let's say that quietly.
After you bollock your husband. Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock. It's paranormal hour. It's 3 o'clock exactly. Come on, we're wasting valuable time here.
Do you think I'm in the right?
Do you think Andy's being a total jerk?
Right. This is it.
All right.
Let's do it 13.
Yeah, 13 times. Okay, are there any spirit people would like to communicate through this board?
Any children?
Anybody at all? You know, you've been used to having these Ouija boards in this area before, and if you'd like to try and come through once again and make contact, we'll be happy to talk to you. Well, you will not be allowed to follow us home. You will not be attached to this board in any way, but you are allowed to come through and make your presence known and see if you can use the letters to spell out your name.
Once I say goodbye and turn the planchette over, you go back to exactly where you've come from, so you won't be following us.
Please try and spell out your name, spirit, if you hear anybody who wishes to come forth.
Are you male or female?
Well, you have to ask yes or no, I know.
Are you a man? Are you a woman?
Are you neither?
Are you a child? If you're a child, how old are you?
I circle it again, give it some energy in it. Please come forward, spirits. We mean you no harm. We just want to talk to you about what happened in this area. Are you a miner? Were you connected to the miners' disaster? The Wingates pit disaster? Please try and spell your name, or please try with all the energy you can muster.
You die in the street.
See, it's never been really proven whether Wingates pit disaster actually happened. I've always had a feeling it was these houses were built on around that area. Because it's strange how you've got 3 houses affected by the same.
Is there anybody here who lived on this land?
Oh, sirens. Probably coming for us.
Before these houses were built?
Yeah, please make yourself known if you're here. Please use this planchette to point to the letters that you want to spell out for a message or your name or anything you want to say to us. Anything at all.
Please give us some kind of message. Give us the first letter of your name. Can you tell us how old you are? If you don't want to talk to us, say no, and we'll stop.
I'll go to goodbye, which is at the bottom here.
And if you don't want to use it to communicate through this board, say goodbye. Please say goodbye.
Maybe we just need to circle it again. Let's get some energy going.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do it a few times to get the energy up. Okay, spirits. Would you like to come forward and try and talk to us on this board? I'm Alison. This is Andy.
Use the energy from the car, use the energy from us.
The torches. Anything. We would love to talk to you. We would like to know why you haunted this one particular house here that belonged to a lady and a husband and a son, and why a miner kept appearing to that child.
Are you still here?
And what was the energy that was making objects move in that house where we had to get the council and the priest and other psychic investigators involved? Who are you that caused all this problem for one family who eventually had to flee from a home that they loved, leaving everything behind because they were in terror? And when I spoke to the sister of the lady, she says to me, You should have seen her after this episode, after this all had happened. She'd moved out. She was in a terrible state. She was really ill, drained, sick. She was, even now, the family don't want to give their names, or even now, the people who lived in the house refuse to talk about it. They don't even want to go back there with the memories of it. And they all started with this, the Ouija board. Not getting anything at the minute, are we? Alright, so I'm going to get my cheese toasty out. We're making toasties in the car, guys. This is how we live at the weekend. We just eat as we go. We have to cook dinner in the car sometimes. Forever on the road, so this is how we do our thing. I think it's ready, don't we? Yes, we do. Do you want half of this or?
No.
I don't mind. I could unplug it then. Oh, fair. Yeah, so poltergeist. Been around a long time, really. There's been many, many stories over the years of different parts of the world having this phenomenon. And there's lots of different theories, you know, on what causes it. Paranormal researchers, some think it's a form of energy, and others that it is a haunting. I don't think they really actually have truly proved it yet, what causes it.
No, I mean...
It causes a lot of problems for people who own the houses, though, with the activity, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
You know,
I mean...
Leaning and then everyone can see you.
I mean... Yeah, you get a lot, and... There's a lot of times where people know people have fake stuff, but there's a lot. I mean, this place here, the stuff that they had coming down the walls as well.
It's all been in the
nobody
papers.
could explain for it. They thought it was the plumbers again. Nothing. They even tested the stuff, and it was more of an oil. And they couldn't place where it could possibly have come from or anything like that. So.
And that's one of the things with poltergeist stuff.
You just don't know.
You get like water turning up, you know, in places where it shouldn't be, and you get like different kinds of slime or substance turning up in areas of the house where it shouldn't be. And it just seems to form the same pattern every poltergeist case, doesn't it? But this one, Wingates poltergeist house, if you Google that, you get all the newspaper footage, the articles, everybody was here, all the papers were here.
No matter
at some point or another.
No matter what they did, they couldn't find out what it was.
No. The only thing they led it back to was, the only thing that was different was they started to use a Ouija board, and a lot of the neighbours in the neighbouring houses had also started to use. They had a different house every week to have a Ouija board session.
It depends. I mean, obviously, if they were using it as a game on a Saturday night, they've not opened it up, they've not closed it. And they could have let something in, but like I said, poltergeist, I don't know whether the Ouija board would have caused the poltergeist activity, because a poltergeist is energy. I mean, the old guy, the child talking to the old guy, it's probably just a regular ghost.
Well,
regular ghost, and said it was never any.
This is how The Exorcist started, isn't
offense, isn't it?
Back in 1930. When was The Exorcist now? The real story, 1930s.
I think it was 30s. Yeah, I mean.
That was actually a little boy it happened to in real life.
You see?
Georgetown. See, some people said St. Louis and some people said Georgetown.
Yeah. I did know, but I'm not off the top of my head. I can't think of it. But, you see...
I was a kid.
Poltergeist.
Found a Ouija board.
Poltergeist activity is basically... it's energy. See, that's how I can't think. I can understand you getting a demonic presence coming through for somebody. But a demonic presence would only attach itself to somebody who is vulnerable.
I'm just going to move the torch a minute because the car's circling round. I don't want to make any problem for anybody.
Yeah. Would attach itself to somebody who's vulnerable, a bit weak, a bit low, at a low mood. You know, but in saying that, I would also think if you was using a Ouija board and some demonic presence came through, there would have to be somebody who's using that board or in that property that had been conjuring stuff up that they haven't got rid of, and it's seen its way in, and it's seen a way in of attaching itself. So I mean that's my opinion. My opinion. I think there's quite a few people who got a good knowledge of Ouija boards said using a Ouija board as a Ouija board, not a Ouija board.
A yes board, isn't it?
Yeah, is no different than using Spirit Talker on your phone, using all the different kinds of communication. Spirit Box that Freak does radio waves, the thing that you get letters coming through, whatever other kind, you know. I'm trying to think of other stuff we've used, you know. It's just a way.
Oracle,
it's just an original way before technology came in from hundreds of years ago of making spirit communication. And yeah, you've got to be careful because sometimes what you get through isn't always who you say you do.
Yeah.
But then again, you could still get that through other things. So
I mean, a lot of the time.
I just think, as somebody was saying to us last week, sales of Ouija boards tend to go up when there's been a good film.
Yeah.
And when sales have dropped, there tends to be a film. You know, it's like nobody was buying Ouija boards before The Exorcist.
No.
And then after The Exorcist, they shot up. Now, this guy said to us, not being controversial, but the people who made the biggest selling board, and I can't think of the name of the company where it was some brothers. Well, I do know the brothers, but I'm not saying it because
no, we can't
I'm
name
not being...
The famous board game name.
The famous board game name. And lo and behold, they had shares in the company that were making The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And the board that was used in the film was one of their boards.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, they go back thousands of years, the Ouija board. And, you know, that guy we was talking to last week at Shrewsbury Prison, he had one from 1915, a Ouija board.
He did a lot.
He had 3 Ouija boards, one from 1915, one from the 1940s, and one from Salem in America, which is the witch place. Like we've got Pendle Hill here in Lancashire, they have Salem in Massachusetts. It's similar kind of history to that.
Yeah, I mean Ouija boards, they're not a game. I mean, even though they're sold as a game, they're not a game.
No, they're an oracle, really, aren't they, for communicating with the dead?
Yeah. No.
And it's how it's handled, really.
We use them because we know what we're doing and we know I'm protecting and stuff like that. But people who are using it for a bit of fun when they've had a few drinks,
they're opening themselves up.
Spirit comes through, it sees that, and it will latch.
Yeah, they're opening themselves up to anything, really.
It will.
So Andy and I, we're protected, you know, we've protected the board.
They will latch onto you.
We've done protection spells against this board so that it will not, and maybe that's why we don't get so much activity. Maybe we've overprotected the board that nothing negative can get in. We've done it so that we won't be affected. You know, we do study other paranormal people that have been and gone before us, like Ed and Lorraine Warren and Harry Price, and we take out from their experiences, you know, and their advice on how to handle the Ouija board in situations if they turn out of control.
For me with this, I just think it needs How can we put it here? Breaking in.
Maybe.
So it's just check it out. Do enough everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Try it and try it and try it. And maybe the board needs to.
Maybe, yeah.
Build itself a bit of energy up.
Maybe it needs to build a bond with us. Because it's made of wood, and wood is one of the elements, really, the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, spirit. It will come under earth, really, with it being like from a tree, which is grown from the earth. So it will be classed as the earth element, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah, I just think it's like when you start doing paranormal. You can probably do your first, God knows how many, paranormal investigations, and you will get absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Like us, we were like that, weren't we, right at the beginning?
Because it takes time. I think when you're doing it 2 people together, it takes time to get that energy together, that paranormal, psychic energy together. And that's where you find that people who've been working together in doing paranormal investigations for quite some time do tend to get a lot more. And
the more you do it too.
I think the more you do it, you the first quite a few times we did it, we got absolutely nothing. And you think, but then again, you're always going to get places where nothing happens. You're always going to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you can get a place where you think nothing's happened. It's not until you look back and you've seen stuff.
Yeah.
And when we're going back we're looking at older stuff now, and we're seeing stuff on there that we didn't. You look at that one, the first videos we did, the asylum.
Yeah.
We've gone back on there and we've picked, and the stuff that we'd missed.
Yeah.
You know, orbs, or as Ed Warren says, ghost globules.
Yeah, ghost globules. I do like that, ghost globules.
I like ghost globules. I can't even say it.
It sounds better, doesn't it? We caught a ghost globule. We also caught a ghost globule.
Have you got my teeth in?
I think we must have put them in the wrong side.
Teeth.
Yeah, we have. Ghost globules. That's what we're talking about, ghost globules.
Yeah, but
We tell you where we did get ghost globules. Edinburgh vaults, when we did, we're going to go back to, I keep saying this to you guys, don't I? We are going to go back to Edinburgh, but it's going to be next year because we've got already planned what we're going to be doing.
Yeah,
at the underground vaults, we spent an entire night there.
Yeah, we did.
And we did a lot of filming photographs, stuff like that, and we got a lot of big orbs. They look like solid, round, white. They look like they're made out of plastic, really. And that's what they call a ghost globule. That's an orb that's forming. The energies become so strong that it actually looks like a plastic ball, so we did get a couple of them. It's very active down there, though.
And then the next day you took a picture of that big hairy cow.
And my camera packed in, so I blamed the big hairy cow. But actually, I think it was...
No, it was a big hairy cow, a real cow. It wasn't. It wasn't some woman who was at the campsite. Trust me.
It was an Angus with the horns. There was 2 Angus cows, and I took the picture, and the camera went and died, and I was like shouting at the cattle and giving it you. And then I thought, no, hang on a minute, we were at the vaults last night, so perhaps the camera started malfunctioning there is more likely, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but we did get some good photos.
Yeah, we did.
Photos
but we've got a Polaroid camera now, haven't we? So as soon as we get the film sorted out for that, we're going to take that to, when we do indoor investigations, we'll do some indoor Polaroid photography and see what comes of that, because there you can get your photograph printed out straight away, so if you've got anything you can see it straight away. Some people have had some really good results with it, haven't they? Always there. Turn the torch down in it. We can carry on talking, but we'll have to keep it off.
He's just taking his dog for a walk.
It's probably the same guy pulled up in his car.
He's just taking his dog for a walk.
Alright, so this is Wingates Grove.
It's alright, so I'm a pimp, I'm just...
it does look a bit odd, doesn't it, that we're sat here with torches and cameras, and I guess it looks a little...
it looks a bit...
In fact, we should get out and interview him and say, "Oi mate, have you got any stories to tell me about this poltergeist house around here?"
Are you flashing at me?
I am. That's even worse now, it looks like we're doggers, doesn't it? Not that I would know or anything, because I don't know. I've only heard, by being out and about at these, strange hours, in strange places, on strange car parks, at these hours of the night, off other people that don't flash any lights, or you might get uninvited attention coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, as in, like, this weird and strange dogging society that goes out after certain hours. Do you know what? I can't get my head around any of that. And, I don't really want to get my head around any of that. Yeah, it's just, when we did Standish Canal Bank, we did actually park on a car park that's reputed to... Because I think I said to you, if I see any hairy asses, I'm off. I ain't sticking around for none of this. I'm not getting involved in all of that, man. No way.
Yeah,
Very odd people. That's shining right in my eye now.
Right.
You need to put it there. It's okay where it was. You want to lead in because they can't see you now. So, what do you want to do then? Because the rain's stopped now.
What time is it?
It's about 3:30.
Is it?
Well, it was 3 o'clock when we switched the thing off, so...
Yeah, it's 25 past 3. Yeah.
Well, do you want to go to another location or do you want to go home?
Well, by the time we get to somewhere else, it's going to be 4 o'clock.
That means no, then you want to go home.
No, I'm not. I'm being honest, yeah. I'm being honest. It's getting late now, innit?
Yes.
I think we've done the main thing we wanted to do tonight.
Yeah, the Lancaster Loop.
I have a feeling it's probably going to be the last time we get a chance to go there. I'm glad we went back.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't.
Forever,
I mean, I don't.
There's some buildings.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd definitely go back if it's still stand. If
some
it's
abandoned buildings, they're still doing
still
them
there.
after 10 years. Well, I'll go.
I'll
go and do a lone vigil. I'm not bothered, me. I'll go on my own with the camera and everything and just go and do a lone vigil.
No, but I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I think they're just taking they seem to have removed a lot of stuff outside, didn't they? I mean, you think them floors were as... Somebody been in and cleaned all stuff out of them floors, aren't they?
I think what they've done is they've tried to make it safe because they know people are going in there at the weekend.
There's always people, no matter what they put up. I just think they're not bothered about people getting in there because there used to be all them. There's them fences at the bottom. There used to be all fences round the building, didn't there?
Yeah.
And they've just gone completely. I know they put all that metal stuff up, but
well,
I just think they just want to leave because obviously they can't knock it down. I think they're just leaving it. I mean,
it'll just become an abandoned shell, won't it? Eventually, with no roof.
I think that's what it'll eventually come because you think from the last time we went,
yeah,
the bits of roof have caved in, haven't they? But
they cleared up a lot of stuff because we managed to get into the padded cell to film in there tonight, and we weren't able to get in there last time because the roof had caved in.
Yeah, no.
So somebody's cleaning it up. Probably Lancaster Council are cleaning it up and keeping it safe so that they know abandoned people are going in anyway.
People are always going to go in, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it's one of them places that when you go in, and it's creepy. It is without a doubt. I mean, and I'll admit it. When you go in,
I think because you hear noises.
When you go in, you are quite apprehensive, aren't you?
Yeah, because
I'll no word of a lie. You are, but I think when you first get in, you're a bit on edge. But then again, once you're in, and you've got used to the sounds of the building, you just get on with it.
Yeah.
It's like when we were sat in that padded cell.
Mm.
If you're not used to doing that sort of thing, you would have sworn somebody was walking up that corridor.
Yeah, it sounded like
But
when it was the red.
because
Griffin.
you're used to, you give yourself 5 minutes to get used to the noise, don't you?
Yeah.
And then you know. But you said you'd heard voices.
Yeah, well, I thought it sounded like people walking down the corridor, and I thought, all right, there's another paranormal group probably turned up. So unless they went upstairs.
There was a couple of times I thought I heard a woman's voice.
Yeah.
Now, I just thought, I thought it was probably somebody going around outside, and I probably thought, there's somebody in there. We'll go further up.
Yeah.
So whether they were, I didn't particularly hear anybody else, but there's definitely that voice on the EVP. You when I put it back, you heard it.
Yeah, it
and
says,
you see me.
see me, yeah.
You'll see me. Yeah, I definitely heard.
Do you want to play it back? Because I can get the...
Yeah. We got it.
Might as well, we've still got some time on the camera.
Yeah, I think it was the last one I did, didn't I?
Yeah, it was towards the end.
It was the last one I did.
But I heard, because I was sat on the toilet in the corner,
Yeah.
and I heard, either see me or hear me. One or the other.
I'm sure she says.
So this is from tonight, guys. We were at Lancaster Lunatic Asylum.
I'm positive she says, you'll see me. I think this is the one.
Spirits in this room would like to communicate with us. Want to talk? You flash through that red light.
One man here.
So who are you? What's your name?
I'm sure I heard some whisper then. Distance.
What's your name?
Somebody's whispering there.
Yeah.
Put it to your ear and see if you can hear what it says.
How old are you?
I need more voices
And
there.
why were you here?
I can hear something whispering.
I can.
How old are you? You talk through that red light, we can hear your voice.
Somebody is whispering. What's it say?
Did you die in this place? Why did you stay here? Are you trapped here?
That's all rain dripping, you can hear it back down there.
Can we help?
What did you... I always know when you jump.
Can we help?
There's something there.
Really, what did you hear?
Something there.
Can we help?
Guest.
No, it's... Something like you
Right.
get out.
Oh, really? Yeah, I could hear that.
Is that-
Guest.
My name's Albert. This is Alison. Just want to know your story.
Yeah.
There's a definite.
Well, I think we're going to have to wrap up our interview here.
Yeah.
We're getting short on battery now, so...
Yeah.
Alright guys, so this is Wingates Grove, home of Wingates poltergeist house, if you want to Google it and check
Yeah.
out the story on that. And we're going to say good night now. And we'll see you next week on our next
On the
locations.
other side.
We're going to do one abandoned and one haunted house.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next weekend, guys.
Yeah.
Take care and thanks for watching.
Bye.